Eggs and dairy is a big thing for people to give up if they decide that they want to go vegan. And a lot of recipes call for eggs. And so if you're trying to give up eggs and dairy, what do you use to substitute? Well, probably the easiest one of them to substitute for the eggs would be for flaxseed. So for every one egg that a recipe calls for, you want to use 1 tablespoon of flaxseed and 3 tablespoons of water. And that will replace 1 egg. And then if the recipe calls for milk, one of the easiest things you can do to replace that is to use any non-dairy milk alternative. And you have hemp milk, rice milk, soy milk, almond milk, oat milk, and coconut milk. And there might be some other ones that I don't know off the top of my head, maybe cashew milk. But one of my favorites is coconut milk. And if you're actually trying to lose weight, I would highly recommend to drink the coconut milk, only because it's rich in medium chain fatty acids, and what those things are, it helps basically boost your metabolism and will help you to lose weight. They did an experiment a while back, I forget how many years ago, but they essentially fed pigs like corn oil and other types of vegetable oils, and the pigs all gained a lot of weight. And then they gave the pigs coconut oil, and all of the pigs lost weight. And so in animal studies, coconut oil, coconut products really help even animals lose weight. So there's a lot to it. And I just highly recommend coconut overall because it just got a plethora of health benefits. I mean, it's antifungal, antibacterial, anti-parasite. It can fight viruses, bacteria, you name it. And it really goes a long way to boost your immune system. And it's great, like I said, for helping you lose weight. So coconut is one of those things, that you definitely want to include into your diet, especially coconut oil and coconut milk. Highly recommend that. Now, some other things that you need to watch out for when purchasing food at the grocery store is looking at the ingredients. Because, I've made videos about how beans are good for protein, and some of you may be going and buying the brand Bush beans. Unfortunately, a lot of the brands out there are very unhealthy because not that the bean itself is bad, but the fact that they add all these other ingredients on top of the bean, which makes it very unhealthy, considering the fact that they most of the time add high fructose corn syrup and sugar to beans. Cancels out basically all of their health benefits, because high fructose corn syrup has been linked to diabetes, and it's a very bad thing for you to ingest. Sure, it makes the beans taste really sweet, but the whole point of eating the beans is really to get the protein and the fiber and to get those health benefiting properties that beans would give you. But if you're going to add all that stuff on top of them like most of these companies do, there's really no point in eating them. You'd be better off to avoid eating any beans unless you can get your hands on some good, just whole food form of beans. That's why I recommend the brand Westbury or Eden Organics. Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but they're a lot higher quality, and you don't get any of those bad ingredients in the can. And if you can't afford that, then your best alternative then is to just cook your own beans. But you really have to watch out for added ingredients into a lot of foods. Like, some people might say that fruit is really good for you, and it is. But if you're going and buying those fruit cups, check the ingredient list, because more often than not they're adding sugar, high fructose corn syrup, sucralose. Bad. you always want to make sure that the ingredients list just whole food ingredients, like the name of the food, maybe sea salt, and a couple other things that you recognize. But if you're finding things like high fructose corn syrup, just salt and hydrogenated fats and oils and all these other ingredients, you're better off to avoid that because it's not going to be health promoting. So I would strongly encourage everybody that if they're deciding that they want to eat healthier, you got to become a label reader. You got to check out the ingredients in foods. And if any of you have any questions as to what is healthy and what is not, and you're wondering if a particular item at the grocery store is healthy, send me a message or ask me a question about it, and I'll get back to you and see what I can find. I'm more than happy to help people, and because you gotta really be careful of purchasing things that could actually be detrimental to your health. That's why I always say, it's best to consume a whole foods, plant-based diet. What that basically means is eating foods in their whole food state. Now that doesn't mean you can only eat like an apple, banana, a brown rice, wild rice. What it means is you take all those whole food ingredients and you can then make recipes out of them using nothing but whole food, healthy ingredients. Of course, it takes time and preparation, and you have to really educate yourself and get the good recipes, but they are out there and available on the internet. And it takes a little experimenting, but after a while you get the hang of it. And if you can find 2 or 3 really good recipes that you really enjoy, then it's no big deal at all. So I will share some things that I like to eat every day and that have worked for me to stay eating healthier. But the one last important message that I want to leave is that this is not a deprivation way of eating. You should eat abundantly every day. You don't have to sacrifice the foods that you grew up and loved. You just have to find healthy alternatives to them, and there are healthy alternatives. Pretty much everything that's unhealthy for you, you can find a healthy alternative. And since I've been eating this way for years, I know exactly that is true. And a lot of the things that I used to like, I can now find healthy alternatives for. And if you can't always find it in the store, you can take just plain old whole food ingredients and combine them, mix them up, and create amazing recipes, and then create the things that you once loved. So there's no excuses, you can do this, and there's no sense in drinking cow's milk because cow's milk causes a lot of people a lot of health problems, a lot of unnecessary weight gain. It keeps people from losing weight. And when you have access to all these non-dairy alternatives and all different types of flavors, there really is no reason why people really need to drink cow's milk anymore, especially given the fact that coconut milk is one of the most healthy things you probably could consume. It's that good for you. So coconut milk, coconut oil, and using flax seeds for egg replacement is excellent. And, for those of you who always grew up eating eggs for breakfast, try to retrain your body into consuming things like oatmeal with berries and cinnamon and honey for breakfast, or making a giant smoothie out of fruit or green leafy vegetables, or even juicing in the morning is excellent for breakfast. You'll find that you have more sustained energy throughout the day because fruit takes only like 10 or 15 minutes tops to digest, whereas animal protein, meats, eggs, things like that take a lot longer, into the hours for your body to digest. So whatever takes your body longer to digest means that you're going to have less energy available to you, because that energy is going to be redirected to trying to digest your food. So the trick is to eat things that are fast digesting, and you will find that you are lighter on your feet and that you have more energy. So, but you got to make sure that you eat every day. You can't just starve yourself. So with all this being said, I hope that I've been able to give some good pointers, some good tips, and with that, I'll see you guys later. Bye.